Guys, January 2026 is almost upon us. I have a fantastic event. We are hosting another Thrive conference. It's a one-day women's conference. And here's what I can promise you, that you will walk out different and you will walk out changed. We have created an amazing community of women. And there's something so significant that happens when you get women that are like-minded, cheering each other on, seeking to just live their best life, to live on purpose. There's something electric about there. There's something about the community and the sense of community that it creates. But I've got fantastic speakers. I have April Osteen Simons, who Joel Osteen is her brother. Their family is dynamic on this earth. I've got Dr. Michelle Green, who is way beyond just she's not just a chiropractor. I don't mean just a chiropractor. I mean, she does way more than just chiropractic. It's not just thinking like, oh, just get manipulated. She does so many things with women's health and hormones and all the things and just her whole focus on longevity. And so it's going to be an epic event. And I invite you to grab a seat, grab a table, go to yourmore.com and grab your ticket today, January 17th, 2026. Guys, what if you became aware of the fact that you carry something on this earth that is meant to shift atmospheres, rooms, and circumstances? I'll never forget, I got a phone call one day of someone who was in a really, really bad position in their life, in their house. They're upside down on it, and their marriage was falling apart, and a job had been lost. And they called me and they're like, Amy, I need a strategy. I need an answer. We need to meet with you. And they had been on the market for a while with another person. And so anyway, I'm like, okay, I'll come meet with you. And I got in there. But before I got in there, I understood the impossibilities that I was dealing with. I was very aware of all the challenge. And I'm like, Lord, what am I going to say to these people? And how is there any hope for them? And all of a sudden I was sitting there and I started to become aware that, I just need to focus on the fact that I carry the blessing on the inside of me. And that blessing is the empowerment to bless other people. And I carry the change agent on the inside of me. And so I really started drawing on Christ in me, the hope of glory, Christ in me, the ability to walk in a room and have a download of wisdom, have a download of creativity, have a download of an ability to navigate a circumstance or to bring peace or a calm or to change an environment. I really want to speak to you about the fact that you're an agent of change, that you're on assignment, that when you walk in, that you carry something greater than just yourself. You're not just a mere human being. If you've accepted Jesus as your Savior, you're not just a mere human being. You walk under the covenant of blessing. You carry the change agent on the inside of you. And so because of that, when you walk into any circumstance, into any meeting, into any appointment, and into any argument, into anything, you carry something special. You've got a hotline to heaven with a supernatural wisdom. And his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, and his ways are higher than our ways. And so I'm so grateful for that. And as I sat in my car that day, I'll never forget, it was snowy out. It was just everything you could think of. It was snowy, it was cold, and it was a hopeless situation. And as I started to sit there, I'm like, okay, I release you, God, to just give me the answers. Just bring forth solution. Let words take over. Let me bring hope to the situation. Let me bring solution to the situation. And I walked in there, and it wasn't just, ta-da, here we go, we've got the solution. We sat for about 2 hours, and we talked strategy, and we talked through all the things. And all of a sudden, an idea came to my mind. And I said, hey, let me just reach out and find out just a couple things. And the reality of it is we were able to secure a buyer for their home, right? We were able to secure a temporary housing situation for them, which allowed them to kind of work on things until they figured out a job situation. And a friend of mine happened to have a temporary job that they could, like, one of them could at least land with. And I remember sitting there thinking that this all happened within a matter of probably a week to 10 days, that we were able to kind of move the pieces around for their life. And I'm not a miracle worker or anything like that. I don't have, this isn't about, Amy, the great realtor. That's not the point of this story. The point of the story is I drew from counsel from on high. I drew from a strategy that was not my own. And I'm like, okay, here you go. You can do it this way, this way, this way. And I was so thankful. But sometimes we live on this life as mere humans, and we forget and we stumble through and bumble through our life completely emotionally controlled, circumstance controlled, when on the inside of you lives the greater one. And on side of you, like Christ in you, Christ in you, the hope of glory. He who is joined to the Lord is one spirit. So there's no stop and start of where you begin and he begins, right? Like where he ends and starts and all the things. You know what I'm saying? But that day, I remember like pulling out their driveway, and I was like, God, thank you. Thank you. Because I'm not on this earth to live as a mere human being on my own. But I have the greater one living on the inside of me that causes me to overcome even in the most difficult of challenges, that brings strategy to us, that literally the Bible says, if you lack wisdom, ask, he'll give it to you. Like we have this helper on the inside. And so I encourage you, even in this holiday season, even as some of you walk through a time of this time is painful for you. You're walking through and feeling the loss of someone you love in your life, or just a new season that is not comfortable. Maybe it's I don't know, whatever that feels like to you. But I know that this time of the year is not, the holiday times are hard for a lot of people. And I just want to tap into that empowerment to prosper, that empowerment to be a blessing, that empowerment to be an agent of change. And I want you to just tap into that. Sit quietly. Do this for me. Sit quietly and begin to think of where you need to see that supernatural empowerment. And then just begin to say, God, I release you to be my supernatural ability. I release you to give me supernatural wisdom. I release you to go into that situation and bring calm. I release you to bring peace to that. I release you to be strategy to that. I release you, God, be my hope, be their hope, right? As you give place to that, and then you begin to look for the blessing, because the blessing and the empowerment too is all voice activated, and it's all through, you have to have a spirit of expectation. Like draw on it. Do you know how you draw expectation? You draw greatness out of people. You show up with anticipation. When someone's speaking and the room is full of anticipation, like they can't wait to hear what's next, they get the best goods, right? They get the most, it draws on them. The same thing as with God, draw on it. Like his mercies are new every morning, draw on them. But they're drawn on by your expectation and by your affirmation. Your expectation and your affirmation draw on the goodness and the benefit package of the God on the inside of you. And you do it voice activated with anticipation, right? Do that with clarity, with purpose, act on it. So you have to expect it. You have to speak it. And as you give place to it, you have to keep looking for it throughout your day. Oh, the blessing was there. The blessing was there. And the more you give place to it, the more you'll see it in your life. So as you head in to this year, you head into the end of the year, maybe you feel defeated. Maybe you haven't accomplished what you wanted to accomplish this year. Maybe this year has just felt really hard. Maybe you've crushed your goals, but it still just felt hard. Maybe it's not been a fun year for you. Whatever it might be, draw on that supernatural gift on the inside of you to give you joy, to give you hope, to give you strategy, to bring all the right people to your life. And as you go forth in this season, go be the light. This world is dark. Every day I meet with people and I sense their hopelessness. I hear the hopelessness and the heart coming out of their mouth. And my job in that moment is to bring the light, to bring the hope. And so as we walk into this holiday season, that's my encouragement to you, to draw on that supernatural for your own personal life, for your own personal situations, but then to impart that to somebody else, to give it back to somebody else, right? Go be the light. As we let our light shine, it gives other people permission to let their light shine. We are literally, as human beings, we're so interconnected. We're meant to do life in community and with people. We're not meant to live on an island. When the enemy wants to take you out, he'll put you on an island by yourself with your own thoughts, with your own ways, just isolating. That's the way he gets you completely off. But if he can get you around people that are going to, pour into you and speak over you and encourage you and maybe tell you, hey, get up. Like that's the gift. So pursue just walking as not a mere human being, but walking in your supernatural charge to be an agent of change on this earth and to bring forth the goodness of God on this earth. So be blessed. I hope that this has encouraged you. If it has, pass it on to a friend. Like it, share it. I appreciate you as always. And may the blessing of the Lord track you down this holiday season.